it feels like the back rooms. It feels like Uncanny Valley, like everybody died.
High crime, corrupt public officials, and a dying seasonal tourist sector that sees the city abandoned for much of the year, this New Jersey destination has been called by some the worst city in America. But is it really that bad? And what happened to turn this quirky, charming little beach town into a dystopian post-apocalyptic nightmare? Hated by many, loved by few, Atlantic City has seen better days. What was once a thriving resort town billed as the Las Vegas of the East is a barely functioning shell of its former self. To be fair, I went to Atlantic City in January, the dead of winter, so of course nobody was there. But while taking a stroll around the boardwalk, I was often the only person there. Or so I thought. There were a few times when I was filming and walking around looking at various different things that people would yell at me from seemingly out of nowhere and scream, "Hey, don't film over here!" And I would turn around the corner and there would be large groups of people doing death. So that's Atlantic City for you. Atlantic City was founded in 1853 as a resort town. Developers took advantage of its location on the coast to provide a destination marketed towards tourists from nearby cities like Philadelphia and New York. The following year, a rail link to Philadelphia was provided by the Camden and Atlantic Railroad, which brought up to 500,000 passengers per year into the city by the 1870s. Soon, many large hotels were built as Atlantic City grew in popularity. In 1919, the United States passed the 18th Amendment to the Constitution, banning the production, sale, and distribution of alcohol nationwide. But in Atlantic City, thanks to the notoriously corrupt Mayor Nucky Johnson, prohibition laws were rarely enforced, as he was getting kickbacks from organized crime and business owners who operated the city's many restaurants and hotels. It was one of the easiest places to get drunk on the East Coast at the time. This led to the 1920s being Atlantic City's golden age. Johnson himself even worked directly and openly with mafia leaders to give them free reign over Atlantic City to run gambling, drug, and prostitution businesses basically out in the open. Seriously, Atlantic City in the 20s and 30s was a peak. It was so popular and well known that when they created the board game Monopoly, all the names of the properties were named after streets along the grid of Atlantic City.
How did I make it big? I know how. To play the game, I buy real estate, hotels, fancy cars, even railroads, and I take chances. To make it big, you've got to play the game. I'm Monopoly Dave.
It truly lived up to its nickname of the world's famous playground. That is, until the mid-20th century. Like many other American urban areas, car culture ripped Atlantic City apart, but for very different reasons. As the private automobile became more popular and accessible, the trains that Atlantic City relied on to bring in tourists became emptier and emptier. People were choosing to vacation elsewhere, fueled by the freedom to drive basically anywhere they wanted. There were so many other destinations to visit. This, plus the advent of affordable air travel, opened up warmer and more exotic locations to middle-class tourists on the East Coast. Why spend several hours riding a train to boring old Atlantic City when you could fly to Miami, California, or somewhere in Europe instead? Not to mention, it gets cold in New Jersey during the winter.
It was like that weird, like sweaty cold though. So I put on my little t-shirt here that I got. It's cute, right?
And nobody wants to go for a dip in a cold ocean on a snowy beach.
Hey, Elaine, it's me. Yeah, we're going to Atlantic City.
Really?
Today, right now. You in?
Cities by Diana. Welcome to New Jersey. Home of Bruce, highway roundabouts, and riding the driver in front of you, Zach.
So I left Alan Fisher in Philadelphia because he is a good guy who does not drive, does not own a car. So I left him in Philadelphia, took the train back to Wilmington, and got in the car, and I'm on my way to Atlantic City. I am driving across the Garden State right now. It is very dark. Nothing is going on. There's nothing here. But the best part about this is it gives me time to think. It gives me time to listen to NPR and be quiet and be alone with my thoughts for a little while before I hit the glitz and glam of Atlantic City, the Las Vegas of the East Coast. We will be there in approximately 1 hour. Luckily, I like driving. I love solo road trips. It is my life. I'm going to stay at the Tropicana. It's going to be bougie. It only cost me $80 for the night, so I am stoked. And when we get to Atlantic City, we're going to look at all the weird shit they got there, like the Boardwalk. I have no idea what to expect. I've only seen it in videos. Entering West Atlantic City in Egg Harbor Township. What a weird name, Egg Harbor. But we're in West Atlantic City. We're not in the proper Atlantic City yet. Probably where all the actual people live and not the tourists and the mobsters and the casino employees. No, this is probably where the casino employees live. I have no idea. I love how crazy these roads are. I thought he was a cop. Sneaky. Acting like a cop. Everybody slowed down because they thought he was a cop. He was just a car with broken-ass doors that were white when the rest of his car was like a dark red and it looked like black from far away. 2 miles to do everything. We are doing Atlantic City. It is going to be amazing. I'm not going to gamble because I'm not a gambler and I ain't got that kind of money right now. My lifelong dream has been fulfilled. I'm so freaking stoked. I've watched all the haters on YouTube that say that this place is horrible, it's miserable, it's run down, it's depressing, all of these bad things about Atlantic City. But I'm here to tell you, those bad things about Atlantic City, I have no idea if they're right or wrong. Either way, I think it's a cute place. I think there's a lot of good here, and we're gonna find the good. 9? How the heck are they going to enforce 9? If you're going 10, are they going to give you a ticket? I am passionate about parking. I love parking garages. I love parking lots. I love anything to do with parking your car. That is my passion. Legalized gambling came to Atlantic City in 1976. And with it, the city was reborn. While this brought some much-needed investment into the city, it came at a cost. Most of the historic core and areas along the shoreline were demolished and replaced with massive Las Vegas-style casino hotel skyscrapers. And to accommodate all the new traffic coming into the city, lots and lots of big, beautiful surface parking lots. My favorite thing in the world, which hollowed out the city's dense walkable grid and made the area around the boardwalk into a sterile tourist trap. While legalized gambling was not all bad, as it had existed in the shadows since the city's founding, the way it was brought to Atlantic City disregarded the people who already live there. It tore a hole in the community for no good reason other than to make a few very rich people even richer. Seriously, imagine for a minute you live in this cute little house and your family has been in town for generations, just trying to live a nice, normal life. All of a sudden, this appears in your backyard. Like, really? Would you want to live there? For real? Like, what the hell were they thinking? I guess they weren't.
Ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that?
New development is not a bad thing in and of itself, but when there's such a blatant and hostile disregard for the existing landscape, it makes for a much, much less livable city. And it's a shame because Atlantic City is in a great location. Its urban design's amazing, and the boardwalk actually is really neat. Being from the West Coast, it reminds me a lot of Santa Cruz, California.
Bagel your morning. Yeah, how about I don't bagel my morning?
And I know people have made this comparison before, but it's kind of like an evil alternate universe version where everything possible that could go wrong went wrong. Donald Trump even made a name for himself here. He built multiple casinos in the 80s and 90s, tried to bring in championship boxing, and really made a lot of investments in the city with his organization. But all of those later went bankrupt, and he just kind of left people holding the bag. Good job. What really hit Atlantic City hard, though, was when Pennsylvania and New York also legalized gambling. Because a lot of Atlantic City's draw was really similar to like Las Vegas or Reno on the West Coast, where a lot of people from New York City and Philadelphia were driving into Atlantic City on the weekend, having their little parties of debauchery inside the casinos, gambling, losing all their money, going home. And once a bunch of casinos opened up closer to home, they didn't have to make the 2-hour drive out to the Jersey Shore to do it, because they could just go 30, 45 minutes away, lose a few bucks on cards, make some stupid decisions at the slots, and go back home and sleep in their own bed at night. And why even go to Atlantic City? As a result of that, much of the main customer base of the city, as well as tax revenues, started declining. The businesses that operate to support the tourists and gamblers shuttered at least part of the year. And this really caused the crime rate to skyrocket, as well as many people without opportunity turned to illicit activities to survive. It got rough for Atlantic City. And even worse, Hurricane Sandy came in and hit the city a few years ago and just cleared out entire neighborhoods.
More than 80% of Atlantic City was once flooded. Some of that water remains.
It started, of course, ravishing the shore all the way up to Sandy Hook, New Jersey. That's where they had more than a 12-foot tide, but the beaches washed into towns down here to Atlantic City.
Atlantic City was battered with more than 14 inches of rain by Sandy and winds exceeding 70 miles an hour.
The wind was just circulating as the building that was right across from my bathroom, I seen it start ripping off.
Battered, beaten, and being rescued.
I was scared that I was gonna drown. It was just crazy.
Sandy delivered absolute mayhem up and down the Jersey Shore.
Piers are mangled. Sections of the city's landmark boardwalk smashed. More than 80,000 in the county are without power.
Atlantic City's had a rough go of it. And I took a visit. I really enjoyed my time there. I got to see the Tropicana, which is kind of adorable in a weird, kitschy way. It is one of those Vegas-style, inhuman type buildings, but it's kind of cool. You go inside and it feels like this weird knockoff of Cuba. It feels like they're even pumping in humid air in there to give it this Caribbean feel, and the fake palm trees and the weird mall. And surprisingly, most things were open, even though nobody was in there but me and a few other guests. And you'll just have to see. Really going 55 floors up? This building is that tall?
This is nice. For me, this is nice. I'm used to like the Super 8 where it's kind of hecka crappy, but let's turn on some lights here. Look at that. This is beautiful. I love casinos. Casinos are the best place to stay when you are broke, because they're usually like 70 to 80 a night, especially on the off nights. And you don't have to worry about anything. It's all nice in here. It's not going to be sketchy. There's always going to be restaurants and places to eat and things to do. Always stay in a casino hotel if you can. The resort fee's a little garbage, but it's worth it. They advertise it at $38 a night, but then they charge you $20 in taxes and $20 in resort fees. But even then, it's still better than going to a freaking Motel 6 and paying $100. And I got a view. We can't really see the view, but it's there. I got a view of the parking lot. I ain't got a view of the ocean. That's for damn sure. That's what I wanted, but that's okay. It's still nice. I got some mozzarella tomato salad. This thing, which I don't know what it is, but it's chocolate flavored. And of course, an Arizona half and half iced tea lemonade.
Baby, we were born to run. Don't forget that. In New Jersey, you are required to think about Bruce Springsteen all the time. Every day, all day, every day. If you don't think about Bruce Springsteen and say a prayer to him at least 3 times a day in New Jersey, you will be arrested and sent to prison for the rest of your life. So you better respect the boss. Look at how nice this bathroom is with this big, huge door. These floors look really great. And look at this shower. It's just so fancy.
Obviously, it's fake fancy.
He's gonna do it. He's doing it. He's putting it all in. Beautiful, bitch. What a gutsy bluff. What?
All in, he's bluffing. He's freaking bluffing.
And what a tough spot for Steven's song.
Yeah, Steven, you're in a tough spot, dude.
And a flush blocker, but it's not a very relevant blocker. You expect...
No, call his bluff, Steven. You're winning. Call his bluff.
Tie clubs, the 6.
Call his bluff. Call his bluff. All in. All in. Just take all of his money. $7 million, dude. You gotta do it. You have a 100% chance of winning.
And you can't do it!
Why did you fold, Steven? You just lost. Poor guy. That guy bluffed. Oh my God. This is the most beautiful city I have ever seen. It is like a cold Las Vegas.
This is my messy hotel room. I have not cleaned it because I just got out of the shower and just got dressed. Well, this is my bottom layer because it's cold. I'm gonna put on some other pants over these pants and then probably a long sleeve and a jacket. Maybe I can survive in this. Get ready with me. Where is this other layer? Right here. See, this is what I was wearing earlier. It looks almost exactly the same. This is what I'm gonna wear to walk around Atlantic City. I love infomercials on hotel TVs. Another beautiful thing about being on the road. I get to see stuff like this. Like the Stain Striker. I'm about to turn this $1 into $0. Let's go. Find this place to make it extremely hard to get out of. It's very confusing. I love it. I already won $1.70 on my first spin. I think I'm feeling lucky today. Maybe I'll make even more money. I lied, I had $2, and of the $2, I turned it into 19 cents. That's how you gamble. 90% of gamblers quit one pull before hitting it big on the slots. Unfortunately, the minimum bet on this is 27 cents. Look at this cute little gift thing they gave me. I have $5 off parking. I have $15 off wild honey, but I can't go till 6, and I'm not gonna stay here that long. I have whatever these are. I have this thing. That's kind of cute. You like glue it to the back of your phone to hold your cards in. I like it. And then they gave me a little map with the amenities. I might take these home as like a little souvenir because that's important. But the $5 off parking is great. Also, this is the outfit. I've got like layers upon layers. I went to the gym. The gym was fun. It's a mess. I'm cleaning before I leave. I'm gonna go walk around. I just gotta like keep these up because my midriff gets a little cold, but it looks cute. But it's not as cold here as it was in Philadelphia, so I'll probably be fine. This is probably even too much. But let's see. Let's go out to the boardwalk and walk around. Because there's like nobody here at all. It's like so dead because it's winter, which means there's like no tourists, no people. It feels like the back rooms. It feels like Uncanny Valley, like everybody died. It's my favorite part. And like half of the stores are closed. I got some tourist stuff though, so that was cool. I got a little shirt, but 10 out of 10 would recommend. Beautiful Atlantic City, New Jersey. Take a good look. This is the boardwalk, or the beach. I don't even think this is like the proper boardwalk, but this is what we're getting today. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've been all over the country and all over other parts of the world. And nothing beats Atlantic City. Nothing. White sand beaches, no shade whatsoever, so when it's hot and sunny, you gotta bring your own shade. And casinos as far as the eye can see. And they let you drive on the beach. Look at this guy. Heck yeah. If you ain't in Atlantic City, where the hell you at?
right, freedom's not free, motherfuckers. Freedom's not free. It never was, and it never will be. It always costs something, and what it cost to divide Korea into two separate countries was all of these lives. Don't forget, this is the reason we have a North and South Korea. This created K-pop. Thank the U.S. military for K-pop. Stan new jeans.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you guys down there. No, I didn't see y'all down there.
Other than inside of the casino and a few tourist shops, literally nothing was open. There was nowhere to get food. I read later that there's not even a single full-service grocery store in the entire city. The nearest one is like 3 miles away. Atlantic City is a classic example of a food desert, where high-quality produce and meats can't be easily obtained, with the only options generally being convenience stores and fast food. Its population has long been neglected and ignored. And when I posted a similar video to this to Instagram and TikTok, some Atlantic City residents in the comments told me stories of having to drive to other towns just to get any kind of basic necessities. But they also told me positive things happening there as well, like community gardens and people making a real effort to revitalize the city in a more sustainable way that doesn't just rely on tourism.
We thought that this afternoon we would all go away for the whole weekend to Atlantic City.
Oh, Atlantic City! Oh, that's a great plan! Whose plan was that?
Mine. Wait, it was my plan.
No, I said we needed a new plan.
And I came up with Atlantic City.
When I was a little kid, I remember watching reruns of Friends, and there were a few episodes when they went to Atlantic City, and for some reason, I thought it was the most fun place to be on the East Coast. I didn't really know why, but ever since, I've wanted to go see it firsthand. And while I didn't have enough time to see everything I wanted to see here, I do hope to go back there one day soon. There's a very unique charm to this city, even through all of its struggles and negative press. And for a city of 38,000 people, it definitely feels very urban. Like it should be a big city, but like much of the Northeast, it is definitely a bit past its prime. I have nothing but love for this weird little part of New Jersey, and I wish everyone who lives there and visits it all the best. I also want to take a moment to give a big thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers listed here. Without y'all's support, I really couldn't make anything on this channel happen, so I appreciate it. If you do want to support me, I have plans starting as low as $2 a month. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.
Place in the world. My lifelong goal is complete.